Well, good evening, everyone. It's great to see you all here. I was a little taken aback when I stepped up here for the first time and I looked around the room. My goodness, there's a lot of people in here. This is really cool to see. My name is Travis Jensen. I am the Vice President of Leadership Initiatives at the SDSU Alumni Association. On behalf of South Dakota State University and the Alumni Association, I want to welcome you to the 4th Annual Alumni Mentor Program Kickoff event. We are thrilled that we have finally made it to this moment. Looking around tonight, it is clear just how much this program has grown. In fact, many of you, if you were mentees or mentors last year, know that we hosted it at the Alumni Center. We're busting at the seams. We couldn't fit it in that space, and so we had to move it over here, which is really cool. What started in 2022 as a cohort of 36 pairs has now expanded to over 200 pairs in this year's cohort. It's an incredible, thank you. That is an incredible sign of enthusiasm and commitment from both our students and from our alumni. We welcome our alumni mentors joining us via Zoom, many of whom live too far away to travel here to Brookings. In fact, I want to acknowledge a couple. We have one mentor who is stationed overseas, and for that, I want to thank you for your service. We have another mentor who is joining us from Switzerland, and I have to imagine that it's well past his bedtime, so the fact that he is joining us via Zoom is very much appreciated, so thank you as well. But no matter where you are located, we are glad that you could join us for this evening. As I previously mentioned, this is the 4th year of the mentor program, and every year this program just continues to elevate and to grow, particularly due to the support of our alumni. That level of support that we receive from our alumni and the quality of those candidates is impressive. That pool of mentor candidates is deep, which makes my job really challenging when I have to match our mentors with our mentees. And look, I recognize that is a very good problem to have. But I'm confident that the group of mentors that have been selected for this year's cohort will help make this a memorable experience for our student mentees. And so students, I would ask you, would you please join me in thanking our alumni for agreeing to serve as mentors in this year's cohort? Thank you. I also want to acknowledge the incredibly talented and ambitious students that are joining us tonight. Look, we know how busy you are. You're balancing classes and work and countless other commitments, and we're grateful that you have chosen to invest your time in this program. I can assure you that the connections and the experiences that you will gain here are an investment in your professional growth and will have a lasting impact on your future careers. So we are excited to have you participate in the program, and we can't wait to watch this play out for you. So please join me in congratulating these students on starting this new experience as well. The goal of this program is to help students navigate the transition from college to their professional lives. And I can tell you from personal experience, that transition can be exciting, but also incredibly intimidating. And so mentors, I would ask you, just imagine stepping into today's workplace for the very first time. When you think about having to deal with things like remote work, lean teams, rapid onboarding, virtual networking, the list goes on, and these are real challenges, especially for new professionals. So having someone experienced that are walking alongside them can make all the difference in the world. Now, programs like this don't happen by chance. They take real vision, dedication, and strong support. And what I appreciate, and I'm so proud to say, is that this program has had that support from across the campus, starting directly at the top. President Barry Dunn has been a champion of the Alumni Mentor Program from the very beginning. And this year, I am happy to say that he has agreed to step in further by serving as a mentor. So would you please join me in giving a warm welcome to the podium, Mr. President Barry Dunn.
Well, thanks, Travis, or Tyler, and really appreciate you, everyone being here tonight. It's very exciting. I came in the Union on the west side in this great big long line of people, of students and mentors. I was really, really impressed. So thanks for your participation in this terrific program. As you can tell, I've lived a pretty long life already, and I've had opportunities to mentor and be a mentee in both. I've been in both of those roles, I'll say it that way. And I just want to tell you how important as a mentee that mentor is to you in your life. That guiding hand that can reach across a telephone, well, not a telephone line anymore, cyberspace, and help you and guide you. Certainly played a great role in my life multiple times as I transitioned jobs, as Jane and I welcomed our boys into our family. So the relationship you're going to build will last for, I can almost guarantee you, will last long into your life, and it'll be very, very exciting for you. And then on the mentor side, I've been able to mentor especially graduate students when I was teaching, and I miss that a great deal. And my 20 plus graduate students, I'm still in weekly, monthly contact with all of them and follow their lives, and they follow mine. So again, those really rich relationships that are built in this mentee-mentor relationship is hard to define, but once you get into it, you'll find it invaluable and you'll use it every day of your life. So thanks for being here. Thanks for participating. I've been kind of waiting on the sideline to participate. I didn't want to be a bully and push my way in, but I've been very excited about it. And this year I thought I better get in here before I run out of time. So I'm very appreciative of the opportunity to have a mentee this year and look forward to a wonderful experience, as I know you all do too. So have a great experience, and look forward to seeing you at the wrap-up, and we'll have lots to share as we go along, a lot of shared experiences, and I'm sure you'll be very worthwhile and very rewarding for all of us. Thanks everybody for coming tonight, and have a wonderful time in this very new and exciting relationship.
You know, as I mentioned earlier, it takes strong leadership to help pave the way for this type of programming. So thank you again, President Dunn, for your support and your willingness to serve as a mentor. And like you said, I am sure that Tyler will cherish his time working with you, so thank you. If you know me, you know that I'm a geography guide, and so everything is related to a journey and a map. And I often describe the experience in this program as a journey. You know, for students, you're in the driver's seat, right? You set the direction, you determine the pace, and you decide what the goals are that you're working towards along the way. And as for mentors, you're the passengers. You're in the passenger seat. You're there to guide, to encourage, and share from your own experiences. And what I would offer as advice to you is to recognize that you don't need to be afraid to be open and honest about the twists and turns that each of you might be experiencing or have already experienced on your path. That vulnerability that we're talking about really helps build the kind of authentic connection that makes this program so powerful. And as you go on this journey, remember, it's not just about reaching the destination, although we have a room full of goal-oriented individuals, but also it's about learning from and appreciating the journey that you're going to experience together. As we get started, I'd like to lay out the expectations of the program for you so that we all have a better sense of what we can expect from all the participants. Each mentor-mentee partnership will look a little different, and that's exactly how it should be. You have the freedom to shape this experience into something meaningful and fulfilling for both of you. This program was designed with that flexibility in mind, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a moment. But at its very core, there are a few fundamental expectations which you see on the screen. Mentees, the success of this relationship starts with you. You will get out of it what you put into it, right? This is an investment. So please take the initiative, stay engaged, and commit to the actions that are outlined on the screen. They're simple, but they can make a world of difference. So we're talking about things like being open to share challenges and opportunities. This goes back to that point of vulnerability, right? Like we all want to present ourselves in a certain way, but recognizing if you really want to get something of meaning out of this relationship, it will require you to put yourself out there, acknowledging maybe where you have weaknesses or blind spots and recognizing where you have opportunities to grow with your mentor. Engaging and following through. One of the biggest lessons that we can learn as professionals is when we make a commitment, we need to follow through on that. Asking for and being open to receiving feedback. That can sometimes be challenging, right? But you have to recognize that your mentor gains nothing from this experience other than the satisfaction of knowing that they are helping you accomplish your goals. So be open to receiving the feedback from your mentors. And then finally, I would suggest that you would take time to reflect on and share what you have learned in this experience, right? Because things can move quickly, but if we don't pause and reflect on the lessons that we've learned, then we're really doing a detriment or a disservice to ourselves and to our mentors for that matter. Mentors, again, you will serve as the guides, and what that looks like is described on the screen. And I recognize that some of the things up here can feel daunting, but really, in its simplest form, what we're asking of you is to simply be available, be supportive, and feed that curiosity that your mentee has for your profession. Making yourself and your professional network accessible and sharing your experiences with them can be incredibly impactful. And be assured, no one expects you to have all the answers. It is okay to say, you know what, I don't know, but let's figure this out. Sometimes the best learning experiences are the ones that we can learn together. Have no fear, we will direct you to some great resources that I will highlight for you here in a moment. So shifting gears a little bit, let's talk about time commitment. All right, that was one of the most common questions that I get from mentor candidates is, what's the time commitment that I have to make to this? And I always tell you, it's a low investment of time, right? What we're asking is, within the program, it's scheduled to run through the academic year and conclude with a culminating event in April. And each pair will be expected to meet at least once per month for a minimum of 1 hour to complete some suggested activities. Ideally, you'll connect more frequently when that is possible for the two of you. But when, where, and how you meet is really up to each pair to decide. Now keep in mind, these are minimum expectations, and I'm hopeful that you'll find ways to connect well beyond those monthly meetings by utilizing the Mentor Pro platform, which we'll talk about more here in a moment, through text messages, through emails, and even just simply making a quick phone call to one another. If you really are committed to developing this relationship into something meaningful, the more interactions you have, the more fruitful it will be. Prioritize remaining connected throughout this experience. Now, as a part of the program, we have a mentor program agreement form in place to help set clear expectations within that professional relationship and ensure a shared commitment from one another. It outlines the values and the responsibilities that make this program successful and meaningful for everyone involved. So what we would do is ask that each pair review and sign this agreement during your first meeting. All right, now this obviously is not a legal document. I know we have some lawyers in the room, Justin. This is not a legal document. Really what it is just a simple good faith commitment to building a productive and respectful mentoring relationship. So again, I encourage you to read it carefully, but I would like to highlight a few key points for you. The first of which, respect and confidentiality are essential. Just like within any relationship, trust is the foundation of a strong relationship. So be intentional about maintaining both throughout your mentorship. And it makes sense. Hopefully you get to the point where you're comfortable with one another, you want to share things about your lives, maybe things that you don't normally wouldn't want to share publicly. All right, so let's be respectful of that confidentiality that's necessary. Second, be respectful of each other's time. We're all busy, but communication is key. Don't go silent, don't miss commitments, don't go MIA, stay in touch between meetings with just a simple quick message or update to keep things on track. Again, recognizing we're all busy. There will be times you might have to reschedule or you have conflicting schedules, whatever that may be. Do a service for your partner and ensure that you're giving them ample notice, right? Please do not ghost them. Please don't go MIA. Again, it goes back to that level of respect for one another. Students, take the lead on logistics. You are the ones that are responsible for scheduling meetings, for coordinating calendars, and for sending invites. Be proactive and organized in making those connections happen. Now, finally, students, we would ask that you please return your signed agreements to the Alumni Association on November 14th. You can email them directly to me. My email address is up on the screen. We have digital copies. You can find those on our website and on the Mentor Pro platform. We also have some physical copies here, so if you and your mentor are here right now, you're welcome to grab one at the end of the event. We have some pens out there, and you can get it taken care of right away. It's entirely up to you. The last expectation that we would ask of you is in regards to program surveys. We would ask that all participants complete 2 surveys as a part of the program. We have a midpoint survey that is conducted in January. The idea behind that, the intent behind that, is to allow us an opportunity to check in with you to see how are things going. Do you need additional support? Do you need additional resources, or do we need to course correct in any way? That's our chance to ensure that you have an enriching experience within the program. And then finally, we have an end-of-the-year program that would be completed in April. Now, we like to think that we have a quality program, but we are always striving to grow and improve. That end-of-the-year survey is your opportunity to give us feedback and tell us what we're doing well and where we have opportunities to improve. And so we would ask that you just please take the 5 to 10 minutes that it takes to complete those surveys to ensure that we can continue to grow this program for the betterment of all the future cohorts. An overview of the program and the expectations I just covered can be found in the program handbook, which is located on the Alumni Association website and again on that Mentor Pro platform that I keep referencing. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. Now that we've had a chance to review expectations, I'd like to take some time to walk you through the resources that you will find available to you to support this experience. Again, I mentioned I'm that geography guy, right? And so maps come into play here. And any good journey has a map. And this journey is no exception. We've put together program activity trackers that will serve as your roadmap for this program. So for students that are joining the Mentor program for the very first time, you will be on track 1. Any other student that is returning to the program, you will be on track 2. Track 1 consists of foundational activities, while the activities of track 2 will build on that foundation. So again, new students, track 1, returning students, track 2. That program activity tracker will include a list of suggested and optional activities that will provide you the structure that you might find you will need in those monthly meetings. Now that said, as I mentioned before, this is your experience. And remember, students, you're not earning a grade, you're not earning credit hours, and so we want this to be an enriching, rewarding experience for you. So you have the freedom to adapt, to move, to swap, to reorder those activities to meet your needs and interests. And that's really the intent behind this. The flexibility is especially helpful for students that are pursuing pre-professional or graduate programs. So for example, you might decide that you want to dedicate a full meeting to discuss the application requirements to get into med school and law school. We know that can be a rigorous process. That's fine. Go ahead and adapt that activity tracker to meet your needs. The program was intentionally designed to be flexible for you and your mentor. Now, I mentioned the activity tracker also includes those suggested activities and optional activities. When we say suggested activities, it's exactly what it sounds like. They are designed to give you some structure and encourage deeper, more meaningful conversations. Some of those activities, you can see them on the screen right now. They include things like career goal setting, resume and LinkedIn, mock interviews, conducting a SWOT analysis, but also things like job shadowing, as well as attending networking events together. All right, some of those may require some additional planning, so be sure that you are coordinating appropriately with one another. Each activity that you see on the screen does come with a brief guide and some helpful tips. But again, feel free to tailor them to your needs. So for example, you can see on the screen we have that resume and LinkedIn activity up there. Students, you might find that you have a really polished resume because you've been working with our friends at the Office of Career Development, right, Stephen? So you might have that polished resume, and instead you want to focus your time on refining your LinkedIn account. That's perfectly fine. Again, adapt this to meet your needs. The goal is to support you in your professional growth. All of the activities that we make available to you are available to be done in person and virtually, so just reference that material for more details. Now, when we talk about optional activities, they're to add some variety. If you decide that you want to meet more frequently, this is your chance to be able to provide something of substance with more frequent interactions. And so these might include things like casual coffee conversations about some valuable topics like salary negotiations or work-life balance, or even you might find the two of you want to attend an SDSU event together, which ends up being pretty common for our pairings. Use that extra time together to develop a solid connection and explore areas of mutual interest. Finally, students, please make sure that when you are conducting your meetings with your mentor that you are tracking all of that on your activity tracker, and be sure to include a short summary on that document. Because what we're going to do is at the end of the program, we would ask that you would submit that activity tracker back to the Alumni Association, to me. We use that information as a source of feedback. Again, looking for ways to enhance and improve the experience of all participants. Now, throughout the presentation, you have heard me make reference to the Mentor Pro platform, which I have to tell you, we are incredibly excited to share with all of you. You'll find that on your tables, there is a rack card with a couple QR codes on it. Those QR codes link out to the web-based version of Mentor Pro. So if you want, feel free to pass that around the table. If you have your smartphone, you're welcome to scan it. We have one QR code that's designated for our students and the other one that's designated for our mentors. I would encourage everyone, however, to download the Mentor Pro app from your phone's app store for really quick and easy access on your phone. And for those of you that are joining us via Zoom or watching this recording, you can be assured that we will be sending out an email with a link, so you will have access to that information following the event. Now later, after you've had a chance to log in, I want to encourage you to take a few minutes to complete the brief app tutorial. If you look up on the screen, you see that yellow arrow. The app tutorial is under the menu. This is well worth your time. You take about 5 minutes at most to go through that. I think you're going to find it's going to be really helpful to give you kind of that foundational knowledge that you need to navigate and utilize the app. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time highlighting the many, many features that you will find within Mentor Pro, but there are a few things that I do want to bring to your attention, okay? So first, I'd like to start with the really simple process of getting logged in. Every one of you has a profile, has an account within Mentor Pro right now. If for whatever reason you don't, let me know and we'll get that taken care of, but I feel very certain that you all have one, okay? Now, the login process is incredibly simple. Mentor Pro has done a great job to make this easy for users. All you need to do is simply enter the phone number that you included on your application. So when you applied to be in the program, you included a phone number. That's the phone number you'll use, okay? Once you've done that, you will receive a 4-digit verification code by text and email. Once you get that code, go ahead and enter it back into the system, and that's it. You're in. There's no username that you need to remember. There's no password. It's that simple. Now, if you find that your number has changed or perhaps it's incorrect or you need to use a different number, that's okay. Just simply email me or reach out to me, and I'll get that updated in the system for you. Now, one of the great features that I want to encourage you all to use is the communication tools that are available and accessible within Mentor Pro. All right? The app makes it very simple to stay connected with one another. So all you would need to do, you can see some screenshots up on the screen right now. If you tap on the connect button, you'll notice that there's a little circle with an X in it. You simply click on that and you have that chat feature where the two of you can chat amongst yourselves. Additionally, you'll find that there is a meeting tab, and when you click on that, that's an opportunity for you to be able to schedule a virtual meeting. So all the video conferencing that you may find you want to do is all available within Mentor Pro. You're welcome to FaceTime, you're welcome to Zoom. It's up to the two of you to decide the best way of communicating, but here's a one-stop shop to conduct all of your communication if you find that useful. The one tip I would ask all of you to consider doing is making sure you have your notifications turned on. We're going to talk about more of the value of that here in a moment, but that is a really great tip, is to ensure you have those notifications turned on. Now, another benefit of Mentor Pro is that it can function as that one-stop shop, as I was mentioning. So we have what we refer to as the Mentor Pro Academy. It is full of resources, exactly what it sounds like, means to grow as a professional, right? So you could find that by going into the menu, you search for where it says Mentor Pro Academy. You'll find things like a help center, there's some resources talking about training and videos, but additionally, they have added in there the SDSU Alumni Mentor Program resources. Again, this is our one-stop shop, all right? This is where you're gonna find all the program material that you need for those monthly meetings that will be taking place. So things like our program handbook, the activity trackers, and the suggested activities and those support documents are all conveniently located in there. Now, most of these resources are Word documents, so if you want to download them, if you want to customize them, if you want to take notes on them, that's all accessible and available for you to utilize. Now, finally, students, I want to encourage you to explore the Resource Hub and the check-in features that they have available in there. Okay, the Resource Hub offers some really valuable tools for professional growth. So taking some time to go through there, you can kind of see on the screen, they have a wealth of topics that you might find interesting. So we have things like finance, health and well-being, academic planning, career exploration, the list goes on and on. So if you're looking for some professional growth opportunities, this is a great opportunity for you. The check-in feature is a great way, an opportunity for you to take some time and reflect on where you're at holistically. Right? So if you think about it, you can kind of see some of them up there. They have things like academics, finances, health, well-being, right? So taking time to kind of reflect, where am I at? How am I feeling right now? And it's a great way to subtly communicate to your mentor. So every time that you check in, mentors, you are going to get a notification from your mentee. Hey, your mentee just checked in right now. Anytime that you see an elevated score, it's going to ping you and let you know, hey, your student just indicated they're feeling a little stressed when it comes to academics. This is your chance then at that point to reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed that you have an elevated score in academics. What's going on? Is there anything I could do for you? Well, I have a test coming up and I'm a little stressed about that, right? So it's a great way for you to show that support in real time. Now, these are just a few of the many features that Mentor Pro provides to users. Be sure to explore the app. You may find valuable features such as I mentioned, those professional development modules. They have some training videos. Mentors, you might find like, ooh, I could really use some training on being a mentor. I don't feel real confident. I've had a few of those conversations with you. This is a great resource to support you in that area. So again, we're really excited about this. We hope you take advantage of it. I think you're going to find it's going to enhance the experience in a real meaningful way. Now, in addition to the resources offered through this program, it is important to recognize the many tools and services that are available across the university. The Office of Career Development does an outstanding job of supporting our students as they prepare to launch their careers. So with that in mind, I had asked our friends over at the Office of Career Development, specifically Stephen Miedema, to join us so that he can share a little bit of that information for you. So would you please welcome to the stage, Stephen.
All right, good evening, everybody, and thank you all for being here. You know, we talk about careers. Really, when it comes down to those careers, a lot of our students, they know what they want to do. They know what they can do. They know that they can go out there and they can do anything. And sometimes the world, it gets almost too much, and they hear so much about that career. And so having a sounding board, having a mentor to have that conversation with, somebody else other than myself or another one of us here on campus, to talk about that career is an important piece. And so we hear things like Travis mentioned earlier about learning together. And I think that's one of the biggest things that you can do as a mentor, is to help the student learn that they're not going to know everything. I'm sure all of us can understand too that even a few years out into the workforce, we don't know everything either. And so if you ever come across one of those conversations where you're not sure if the student, what they're asking about when it comes to writing resumes or when it comes to any of those other resources they might need for their careers, I want you to know that that's all right. It's all right if you don't know. The important thing is that you're having that conversation. If you would like to get some more resources on any of that, I do want to mention that we do have our office here, and it's available for everybody to support you. So along with our office, you can find us today outside. We'll be at the table right outside the entrance after everything's all done with resources available. Otherwise, you can always connect with us online at any time. Students have heard all about our office. I'm sure they've all seen me way too many times in a class or in some other environment. Half of them could probably give my whole presentation now for a class. But we're here to support you guys in any of those conversations you're having. So feel free to either go to our website, that's careers@sdstate.edu. So it's easy enough. Any career-related question you guys have, careers at SD State, you can check that out. And then from there, we have lots of different resources. I will let you know if you do contact us, there is a chance we may end up asking you to be one of our alumni features on our website. If you go onto our website, you'll see we have put up regular blog postings, and we have lots of other supports too, one of those being alumni features. We always love to use all the wonderful and successful people in this room as an example for our students so they can continue to see what's out there and what is possible. It's easy enough if students ever want to contact us. All they have to do is reach out to our website. They can see both how to schedule appointments with us if they want to have conversations with us. Otherwise, you can access any of our resources in that Build Career Skills tab that you can see on the screen now. All right, go to the next slide there. The final piece I have to include is if you want to hire jackrabbits. We have tons of talented students both in this room but all across campus. Every day I have students come in and continuously amaze me at how successful they are. And really you can see truly the brilliance that they're going to bring to the workforce. If you are interested in hiring SDSU students, we would love to connect you. You can either stop and talk to myself or with Dr. Kevin Fullerton afterwards, or you can always email our Assistant Director of Employer Engagement, Becky Pistolka. She would love to connect with you to be able to get you on campus, to be able to get you in front of students, and really be able to help you make that impact with everyone. So with that, thank you for being mentors. Travis, thank you for having me today, and good luck with your relationship here.
Thank you, Stephen. Students, I would encourage all of you to schedule some time with Stephen and his team over at the Office of Career Development. They are truly passionate about helping students, and I think you will find it is a wise investment of your time. They actually have a table outside by the registration table, so as you're exiting today, great opportunity for you to stop by and schedule some time with a career coach. Now, mentors, I mentioned before, you are not expected to have all the answers. You simply will guide your mentees to the available resources when you can't find them directly. If you're not sure where to locate those resources or what's even available to students, that's okay. You are more than welcome to reach out to me. I am happy to help you with that. So please don't ever hesitate in reaching out. It's my pleasure. Now, we've been fortunate to witness some truly memorable moments through the connections built within this program, and we hope that you will find that to be your experience as well. When those moments happen, we would love for you to share them with us. On the screen, you'll find a QR code that connects to our LinkedIn page. If you don't follow our LinkedIn page, I would encourage you to do so. That is where we will be highlighting our mentoring pairings and sharing your stories with our alumni and friends throughout the year. Beyond just LinkedIn, we will occasionally share those stories on our other platforms, so be sure to follow us, whether that's on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter as well. So again, please follow our pages, tag us in your post, or even email us your photos and your stories. We would love to celebrate your successes and share them with our alumni and those friends. Now, we've covered a lot of information tonight, so let me wrap up with a quick summary of next steps for you. Students, I would encourage you, please connect with your mentors as soon as possible to schedule your first, and for some of you, your next meeting. Remember, it is your responsibility to coordinate the logistics, when you're meeting, where you're meeting, and how you're going to connect with one another. For everyone, please be sure to download and explore the Mentor Pro app. It's this great tool to be able to communicate, to set goals, and to track your progress along the way. Students, your mentor program agreement form should be signed and submitted to me by November 14th, and you can email that. That's perfectly fine. If you complete one this evening, you can just give it to me directly. All right? And finally, I would just say, please keep your eyes open and ready, because every month we will be sending out updates. I know occasionally your inboxes can get flooded, and so we will be respectful of that. We will limit it to a minimal amount of emails. We will probably do most of our communication within Mentor Pro. With that said, I'd like to once again welcome you to the SDSU Alumni Mentor Program. We hope this experience proves to be fun and deeply rewarding for all of you. A special thank you to everyone joining us via Zoom. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. For those of you here in person, we've intentionally reserved a little bit of time at the end here so that you can connect with one another. There's plenty of food back there, so please help yourself to some appetizers. And stop by the photo station. Shelby will be back there if you want to get a photo with your mentor or mentee. This is a great opportunity to do that. Thank you all for being a part of this kickoff event. Have a wonderful evening.